Well, I'm expecting a lot of hate after this one.
Xbox,
Twitter, Uber,
Postmates,
Netflix, MoviePass,
Google, Facebook, eBay,
DoorDash,
Apple, Amazon, Airbnb,
The Apptrepreneur. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur, and the following video I never thought I would make. I actually contemplated making a video about this a few weeks ago, and I decided not to because frankly I'm tired of the YouTube drama. I'm tired of the drama in the rideshare community. I was actually talking to someone yesterday, and he said he could not believe that there was so much drama in the rideshare community, and I agreed. I don't think it should be this way. I think we have more to gain when we talk to one another than when we tear each other apart. And yet I myself can't escape drama, partly because I've got bullies on YouTube, a couple of which I will be talking about here. Won't name them by name because, you know, I don't want anyone to go harass them. If you want to talk about them amongst yourselves, that's fine. Anything you do, I do not endorse outside of wishing them well and saying, hey, I like your videos. I found them very interesting. Unless it's anything like that, I definitely disagree with anything you might do on said person's channel. However, I saw a video fairly recently from Red, the rideshare ginger. And I have a very interesting relationship with Red. Our first encounter was in the comments, and it wasn't really pleasant. But I like to check out people's videos who comment, and even though, in my opinion, he wasn't very nice to me, I don't think he was even very cordial with the way he disagreed with me, I still watched his videos, and you know, I liked his videos. So I commented positively on them, and I continue to comment positively, and now we're more friendly towards each other. Now, he still probably disagrees with most of my points of views, and I still disagree with some of his. That's fine. You can have disagreements with people and still be on good terms. I mean, if you've ever listened to the monthly rideshare podcast, which, for the record, will not have an episode before the wedding. I'm sorry, just not going to happen. You will see that we disagree all the time with each other, and we're still friends. So, you know, I prefer to encourage goodness towards one another, but Red brought up a situation a couple weeks ago that I wanted to talk about then, and I didn't. And he made a video today about said person who spent a lot of time bullying me, who is now bullying him, and he kind of did a shot fired back by turning him into basically a drag queen. And I don't know, he did one of those like whatever the face technology is. I don't know. I get bored of the apps really quickly. However, I really did find it funny. This is like the one time in the video where I'll go like, yeah, that was good. That was really funny. And he dubbed the person the rideshare queen, which actually is very appropriate for more than one reason. Of course, he's going to get a lot of hate for that. The rideshare queen in question is going to jump on him. His buddies probably will as well. And so I'm going to try to take some of that hatred off of him and put it back on me. I'm willingly going to put myself in the crossfires. Hopefully, Red will be disturbed a little less than usual because I'm doing this because, as Jack Nicholson said, if I give the rideshare queen a whiff of my ass, he will come running. But I don't just want to fire cheap shots. I want to actually dissect an argument and even explain the origins of said argument, and that is the origin of the 2K Club, what it is, and why, frankly, you really shouldn't be aspiring to it at all. However, before we talk about any of that, let's have a word from our sponsors. Times are changing for gig workers and the gig economy, and there are a lot more gigs from a lot more companies than there used to be. That's why when people ask me where they can go to find resources for the gig economy, I recommend gigworker.com. At this site, you can see what other gig workers are doing and discover better opportunities from industries, companies, resources, and even a forum where you can talk with other people in the gig economy. Gigworker.com is a great resource site whether you work for Uber, Lyft, Postmates, DoorDash, TaxRabbit, Thumbtack, Upwork, whatever. There's a gig for you and there's a forum for you on gigworker.com. Gigworker.com. For all your gigs. So the 2K Club, let's talk about this mystical thing. You have probably read it in the comments section, not just from my videos, but from other people's videos. You have probably looked it up, and you've looked up a message board of some sort, a Facebook group, a Discord server, a Twitter, and you will once in a while see, I am a member of the 2K Club, or I am aiming to be a member of the 2K Club. Now, what is the 2K Club? Let's start with that. Well, the 2K Club is actually very simple. It is nothing more and nothing less than you are someone who makes $2,000 a week doing rideshare. I don't know if doing food delivery counts, like if you do some of Uber and some of DoorDash, but you hit $2,000. I don't know if that qualifies you to enter the 2K Club. In my opinion, you probably do. However, I'm not the authority voice on the 2K Club because I did not coin the term. But that is what the 2K Club actually is. Someone who makes $2,000 a week doing rideshare. Now, the origin of the 2K Club, last I checked, and as best as I can tell, because I've been around for a while, actually came from the rideshare queen himself. And I'm actually going to stop calling him the rideshare queen for a record because I need to say some positive things about him as well. Like there's no way I can talk about this and the origins without commenting on the positives of the origin of the 2K Club, of which there are several. This individual was a hard worker and is a hard worker. In fact, if there's one thing I will always say, this person is 100% a great worker, a motivated worker. This is someone who decided that they wanted to do rideshare for a living. They liked doing it. They liked the way it felt. They knew that they could do it well. They set their goal to make a lot of money doing it. And in fact, they have done it. You cannot take that away from them, nor do you have any right to say that they are a lesser of a person because they decide this is what they want to do with their lives. Despite all the criticism I'm going to have about the 2K Club in a few minutes, if you decide this is how you want to live your life, who the heck am I to tell you what you should and shouldn't do? Do it. I hope you enjoy yourself. But let's get back to the 2K Club. This person figured out how to crack $2,000 every week. And started doing what most people who drive Uber do. They get online on YouTube and they start making videos. And this person kind of realized they had something unique to say in the rideshare community. And I believe they did have something unique to say. To a certain extent, they probably still have something valid to say if they could get away from the drama a little bit, which has probably been the most frustrating thing about them all along. They realized that they were making $2,000 a week. What's more, and they've been around for a while, he was looking at other Uber-tuber channels, of which I don't think the phrase had been coined yet. I think Mark from Uber Hints coined it ultimately. And he realized there was a reoccurring theme. There was a lot of griping about rates going down, which, by the way, that hasn't stopped, and that's probably not going to stop for a long time. He noticed that there were a lot of Uber-tubers who did nothing but complain about Uber and Lyft and how they treated drivers. He realized there were a lot of people who were complaining about what Uber and Lyft was doing to them rather than focusing on what you could do to respond to their changes. He also realized a lot of us, frankly, weren't driving much anymore. Uberman was in the process of transitioning his channel to something else. The Simple Driver hadn't driven since he basically started. Of course, The Simple Driver had a very different goal on YouTube. He reached his goal, therefore, I consider him to be a success. Whether you agree that he should be part of this community or not, that's totally up to you. And I know UberTubers who don't consider The Simple Driver part of the community. I do, for the record, but I understand where the concern comes from. I wasn't driving that much. I mean, I was still driving, but I was definitely driving a lot less. I was the definition of cherry picking. And he was getting tired of people getting on YouTube and showing how much money they were making, and the vast majority of that money was coming from referrals. He took issue with that. And you know what? I'm perfectly okay with that. Make the referral money as much as you can. I can understand why someone who really loves this job would be offended by that, especially because as someone who loves movies, I get really offended when someone is like calling Avengers Endgame the best film of the year, who's saying Spider-Man Far From Home is the masterpiece of the year. Like when the Lion King remake is better or just as good as the original. Like, as a real movie fan, it bothers me when people say those things. I'm not saying those are bad movies. Well, The Lion King is, but you know. It's just a personal thing for me, and for him, those are some of his sticking points. So he came on, he noticed all these things. Making $2,000 a week, a lot of people didn't drive. And so he came up with a phrase, an opening. We all do. We all have an opening. And he came up with not one, but two hooks for his channel. He could honestly claim, I make $2,000 a week. I am a member of the elusive 2K Club. Also, he could say, I drive, and other people don't. Now, we'll talk about the second thing first, because in both of these cases, these have been used against other UberTubers. They've been used against me, they've been used against Mark, they've been used against Cecily, now they're being used against Red. This, and by the way, this other comment usually follows this other comment. These two comments are the stupidest thing you can use to delegitimize a video platform. The first, if you say, well, you don't drive anymore, that's not a very valid complaint, especially if you look at what most of these channels do. Here's the thing, I can understand, if me or Mark or Cecily were on here giving driving advice to Uber drivers while we ourselves did not drive. That would be a problem, I believe. We typically talk about the news. We talk about the company. We talk about the app. We talk about the culture. We talk about the laws being written, the laws that might eventually pass. I think even if you are not a driver, you have every right to talk about that subject if it interests you. The fact that we have actually been there and have driven at some point, I think that's a bonus. So that, that's one complaint, thing that he uses against other people that isn't very logical. The other thing that usually follows is they're making these videos for views. This is a little off topic for what we're talking about. Doesn't matter. If you did not care about views, you wouldn't be making YouTube videos at all. Everyone who uploads YouTube videos cares about views to a certain extent. They care about clicks. Heck, some of the people who said that all these people want our views, they themselves make thank you videos when they reach 1,000 subscriber milestone. So those are not very valid complaints. But let's talk about the main thing, the 2K Club argument. Because this is what's been coming up recently, and this is what the problem was with Red and this individual. This is what made me originally want to talk about it before deciding, I don't want to stick my head out for this again. And then after Red's recent video, which again was hilarious, I decided maybe I do want to comment on this. there is some belief going on amongst Uber drivers and even certain Uber tubers, particularly those who are in the 2K club, who believe that if you do not hit $2,000 a week, you are a lesser driver than they are. You are someone who is not to be taken as seriously as them. You are someone who clearly does not put the time and effort into it. Now, here's the thing. If you can make $2,000 a week doing Uber and Lyft and maybe even Postmates and DoorDash, more power to you. Congratulations. I am sincerely happy for you. If you enjoy doing that, again, 100% happy for you. I am totally for that. But now, with those comments becoming more and more frequent, I am actually going to do something I have not done for a while because, again, I don't drive anymore. I am very transparent about that. I have a calculator and a spreadsheet, and I've crunched the numbers, and for me, it doesn't work. So I don't do it. I have more or less moved on to commentary and app reviews, which there are some on the way. But do not let yourself be shamed if you do not hit $2,000 a week. Seriously, it's an arbitrary number. It doesn't mean success or failure. You know what equals success or failure in the rideshare world when you do rideshare? What equals success is doing it, making it work for you, whatever number that is. If it's only $50 a week and you want to just make $50 a week so that you can slowly pay off some debt, hey, you're making it work for you. You have succeeded in rideshare. If you want to make $300 a week because this is what you do for, paying off your car or something, and you can make it work, you have succeeded in the rideshare industry because you are making it work and you want to do it. If you want to make $2,000 a week and you want to do it driving 90 hours a week, maybe to the detriment of your health and life, but you enjoy doing it, you have succeeded in the rideshare community, as far as I'm concerned. And hey, if you even have done rideshare and you decide it's not worth anymore and you use rideshare as a stepping stone to get into something else that maybe you really want to be doing, you have still succeeded in the rideshare space. Where you fail, I believe, is if you think that because you make this much amount of money, you are better than people who don't make that kind of money. I believe you fail when you say, because I think my time is worth spending 60, 70, 80, 100 hours, whatever it is, every week in a car driving people around, and you're not doing it, so I think you're failing. No, I think you're failing for thinking that way. You know what? Red has great points in his channel, so even though I think comments like, we're overpaid, drive me nuts. I don't know how you can say that when some places are paying 33 cents a mile, and I'll be pretty frank about that. He is right when it's like there's no one size fits all for rideshare. You've got to listen to everyone. So listen to this individual. Listen to another individual. Listen to that guy from DC. The people who do drive all the time, if they want to give their advice freely, take that advice. If you can learn from it and apply it to yourself and turn rideshare into whatever you want to be that will suit you, you will succeed. But as for the 2K Club, guys, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It was created by someone who wanted a marketing hook for his YouTube channel. And I'll give him to it. I'll give him this. It was a very effective marketing hook. He had two. Again, he can honestly claim he makes $2,000 a week driving for Uber and Lyft. Probably more Uber than Lyft, because when he talks about Lyft, he sounds a lot like me, which is kind of scary, to be honest. But I totally predicted it. Sorry, I have to throw that one out there. Sorry. He also has a hook that he drives. And you know what? Yes, that's valuable too. That is valuable too. I'm actually glad that we still have this individual out there. I'm glad that we even have his immature buddy out there. I'm glad we have Peterson around. People who still drive to still show people what it is actually like out there. And even Dustin, who he does a little bit of driving. And not only that, he really specializes in the I call them when passengers attack videos, which I know people like watching them because they're funny, but they're also useful because they are good windows into how dangerous this job can really be. And it is a job, and it is very, very dangerous. So here's the thing. Red, first of all, from personal experience, as I make this video and therefore inadvertently invite criticism onto my channel, I definitely respect you for standing up to this person. So I'm going to stand up for you because I think you deserve to be stood up for. I apologize in advance for what is likely going to come. There's going to be a video or two made about you. There's probably going to be a few videos made about me. You know, they're going to pull up things that I did 4 or 5 years ago and, you know, use that to try to discredit. Again, it's all marketing. But I wanted to stand up for you, and I wanted to talk about this issue because I felt this was a very fascinating topic, and I kind of wish I talked about it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, whenever it was that happened. And to everyone who's fairly new at this, or maybe even driving, look, if you want to be a member of the 2K Club, if that is your goal, like if you feel that can work for you, then by all means, go for it. Go for it. Try to do it. If you fall short, I personally don't feel you're a loser. Make it work whatever is best for you. If you want rideshare to be your number one source of income and be a member of the 2K Club and you can pull it off, you are a success in my eyes. If you want to make $50 a week because, hey, you're just tapped out on the budget and you want to get a video game every week, and you make rideshare work for you for that reason, like Tret, he does like Ubering and Lyft for extra money. He doesn't need it. He just wants to do it. He likes doing it. A little extra money. He's motivated. You know what? It doesn't matter. You are a success as long as you make it work for you. But when someone says, hey, you're not a member of the 2K Club, what gives you the right to say you even know what you're talking about? You know what? Brush the comment aside. It was a marketing stunt. It was a very good marketing stunt. This person has gained a lot of subscribers from that marketing stunt. I'm not even saying he doesn't deserve to have those subscribers because of the marketing stunt. Marketing stunts work for a reason. But don't get depressed about it. And don't let it get you down. Whatever your goals are for this, you know, heck, even if you just want to start Uber and Lyft just to keep you afloat until you get your next best job, whatever you decide to use rideshare for, as long as you use it to your advantage, you are succeeding. The only time you're losing is when rideshare is using you and you aren't happy where you are at. That's when you are a failure in rideshare, and that's when it's time to consider turning that situation around however you decide to do it. Now, I'm going to leave it there. I want to stress one more time. If you know the individuals I'm talking about, don't harass them. Don't complain about them. Don't say anything to them other than, we like your channel. We like your videos. I think you're valuable to the community. That's the only comments I'm okay with. I'm not here to start a fight. I'm sure they will consider this shooting a gun, and therefore they will make videos. I will not respond to them because I've said my piece. And of course, they're always welcome to talk to me personally if they have an issue. That invitation has been open since forever. But I don't know why they've never taken me up on it. You can even see my comments. I'm saying, hey, why don't you contact me? We'll work it out. I just want to share my opinion on this. These aren't, just because I'm saying these things and just because I disagree with how the 2K Club is used to berate people, and even though I want to explain that it's a marketing thing, it doesn't mean they're bad people for having a marketing hook or even coining the term. Again, these individuals do make a lot of money, and they have made rideshare work into a legitimate business for them, and they are happy doing it, and you can't take that away from them, and I am not here to even try. I just don't want other people to be hearing these comments and thinking, well, shoot, I didn't hit that goal, so I must be a failure. No, you're not. You are a success. You're doing it for whatever reason you want, and that's what you should do. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. What do you think? I will leave the comments open. However, I will be removing comments that direct people to harass the other people. I might even report certain comments to the police if they are particularly violent. You have been warned. But comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy these videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. If I'm sorry, this was a long video, and I'm getting hot now, I realize. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping this channel run smoothly, and you get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. Also, if gas prices get just a little down, check out the Get Upside app below. It's totally free, but you get cash back on every gas purchase. If you want more content from me that's not rideshare related, check out my other videos at Kevin T. Rodriguez, the Apptrepreneur Vlogs, and Autograph Hound. And finally, if you want to join in a nice civil discussion with me and other fellow rideshare drivers, check us out at the Apptrepreneur Hangouts on Facebook. And as always, flame responsibly, be nice to one another, and have a good one.